People are taking back power and actually saying, no, I'm not going to do this to my hair. I'm not going to follow this rule. I am going to do what I want with my hair. This is my head of hair. Shine bright up all night. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rosie, and today I am going to share with you the journey that I've been on. And I call this journey my hair freedom journey. I started this journey last year after I found out my hair was damaged. Like many, I gave up my freedom to start going back to stylists, listening to what they have to say, and started to do my hair like they said it should be done. The funny part about it is I had a routine. My routine kept my hair looking nice, just as it is right now. I just wasn't a wash and go girly, and that's one of the reasons why I went on that journey of giving it up to stylists and seeing what they had to say, because I saw those wash and goes that look really defined and nice, and I'm like, I haven't really been able to do that on my own. Let me see what they have to say. Maybe they have something good to say, but anyway, I digress. So I went on this journey of just rediscovering my hair after receiving so much damage to my hair. I had 3 splits running up through my hair, which I didn't know at that time. But I decided to go on a journey of just re-educating myself, re-implementing things I know that work for my head of hair. And I thought about it and I said, sometimes we tend to just follow what's out there without even doing our own research to see if this in fact will work or not on our head of hair. We just follow, and just because we may be getting some kind of good result, we just keep following. So I decided that moving forward on my journey, I am not going to allow voices out there from professionals, from cosmetic scientists, from all these people to cloud my mind into what I think will work for my head of hair. So I decided I wouldn't do that anymore to myself. I am going to create a routine for myself that I know will work for my head of hair. And if something isn't working in that routine, I'll remove it and just keep reading and figuring out what works for my hair. I have done it through the entire last year after I found my damage, and I have just been working on making sure my head of hair is okay. One encouragement I can give you guys is to develop your own routine. The first thing I want to say is develop a routine for yourself. Everybody out here in YouTube land, YouTube University, have their own routine. They can only share their routine with you, what works for their head of hair. And we all have different head of hair, so you have to figure out what works for you. I have been reading The Science of Black Hair. I've shared it with you guys, and I still haven't finished the book, but I have been reading it and just trying to implement what I think would work for my head of hair. So that's what I have been doing. And I also had notes from when I did my hair on my own, because I do have a diary, and I look back to how I was taking care of my hair. I have pictures, and I look at how I was taking care of my hair. I always write notes if something works for me or something doesn't. I'll write notes whether the product worked, how my hair felt, and all of that. So I had my notes to look back on and to adjust where needed. For me, hair freedom means that I am going to stick to what I am doing regardless of what others are doing. I'm going to stick to what I am doing, because sticking to what I know is going to give me the result I want. So no matter what others are saying out there, I know I get comments like, this person said do this way, or this person says, this specialist says do this way. But I already made up in my mind that I'm going to do what works for my head of hair. We ain't going back on this road where this person says that, this person says that, and then I'm jumping back and forth. No. So I decided I am going to do what works for my head of hair. So I have in place what works for my hair right now. I have weeded out certain shampoos because I've been testing over the months, and I notice how my hair feels with a particular shampoo versus how it feels with another shampoo. And I have adjusted to where I have a shampoo that works. I'm going to test it out for a month straight and see how that works out for me. But right now that shampoo works. But a journey, it just means that you're going to have to adjust. Your lifestyle changes is going to need different things. Lifestyle changes means our hair is going to need certain things, but I'm not going to be a slave to my head of hair. No, I'm not. I have some changes that I'm going to do to my head of hair just to make my life a little bit more easier. I'm not going to spend hours on my hair. I've recently been able to do my entire wash day twisting up my hair in a good time of 2 hours and 30 minutes. And that's what I want to keep it at. I want to say to you guys, no matter what somebody else is saying out there, do what works for you. Stick to your routine. Do not let anybody let you switch up your routine unless something is going on in your routine that you don't like and you want to switch it out, and you see somebody else doing something, you're like, oh, that might work for my routine. I'm going to try it. But other than that, if your work routine is going well, do not allow any of these voices out here to allow you to remove something from your routine or put something in your routine that can damage your hair. I decided to stop. I actually unfollowed all the stylists on my Instagram, and I decided to do my own research and rely on me for educating myself on what I should do with my head of hair, because it's so funny. All these stylists, they just contradict each other. These stylists contradict each other so badly. This one is saying do this. This one is saying doing. This one says wash and go is bad. This one says twist is bad. Like, if you listen to them, you will never style your hair. You're going to be in limbo just wondering, what am I going to do with my hair? It is so interesting. Every one of these stylists, they're not cohesive in what they're saying. Everyone is just saying, they're pulling you this way, this way, this way. You're just being pulled every direction with these stylists. You have to sit down and educate yourself on your head of hair if it's important to you, and just figure out how you want to style your hair, how you want to live. You have to decide for yourself where your head of hair is going to fit in your lifestyle. And to make taking care of your hair easier on yourself, you need to figure out what works for your hair. And that doesn't mean you're going to watch a whole bunch of videos on YouTube. Watching a whole bunch of videos on YouTube is not going to help you to take care of your hair. I genuinely am saying you need to read. I know. Find a book that gives you the facts about, our hair, and read and educate yourself and see what part of that book is going to benefit your hair journey. The guide I have found, as I've said, is The Science of Black Hair. The Science of Black Hair. That's the guide I have chosen to use. There are many other books out there. You just have to find what guide, and you have to find what guide based on the journey you are looking to be on. Find a book that resonates with the journey you want to be on. Another thing on this hair freedom journey that I decided to do is not be excessive. So what do I mean by that? So if you notice, every single week somebody's coming out with a new product. And I decided, I've always been like this though. I have what works for my head of hair. I have decided on a certain amount of products, and I decided what I'm going to use to style my hair. And I know what works for my hair right now, and that's what I'm going to stick with. There's this gel coming out. There are these heat styling kit. There are deep conditioners. There's just everything. Scalp treatment. There's just so many things that are always constantly coming out. And if you love hair, you're going to be tempted to purchase it. But it's all about marketing. So what I decided is, if I have gels that are working and I have opened and I already have in my stash and I haven't used them up, I am not getting anything else. I am going to finish what I have first and then try something else. which has been my little routine even when I did wash and goes. I was more of a person, if I'm going to get something else when this is finished, and I will get something, I will try something else. But I am not a person that's going to grab something because it's new out there and it's popping and it's trending. I'm not going to buy it. I have decided on what conditioners I'm using. I've also decided what conditioner I will be using when I am doing a wash and go, because it just does the job of already prepping the hair for a wash and go. So I decided on what is going to work for me moving forward. I would encourage anybody, just try not to be excessive. Try not to buy a whole bunch of products on your hair freedom journey. Try to find something that's going to work for your head of hair. And one of the best things you can do for yourself on this journey is getting a diary and writing everything you're doing on wash day in that diary. Writing how your hair feels in that diary. If this hair journey is important to you. Some people, it's just another day for them. But if your hair journey is important to you, I would suggest getting a diary. Just writing what works for your head of hair and what doesn't work. Moving forward, my channel is going to focus on hair independence. I want my audience to be independent. I want my channel to be practical for an everyday watcher. I want us as a community to learn to look for information and try to figure out what works for our head of hair. Because what works for my head of hair is more than likely not going to work for your head of hair. Just being honest. I know you might see me show up in a few months and I might decide to cut my hair because, as I said, I am on this journey where I am not going to make this head of hair control me. Summer is coming up. I want to do things with my children, and my hair is the least of my worries. I am still going to care for it just the way I'm caring for it now, but I might want to go shorter so I can just enjoy the summer months and I only have up here to do and keep it moving, like, you know, I don't know. But summer is coming and I kind of want to enjoy myself and have a little bit more fun outside and have less styling to do. So that's what my journey is looking like for me right now. So for shampooing right now, I am sticking with the Trader Joe's shampoo. I love that shampoo. It's working for me, and I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna stick with that shampoo for at least a month. For styling, I am still using the same thing. I am using the Nature's Own Secret leave-ins, and right now I'm using the Irish Moss styling cream because it's a little bit more heavier than the strawberry cream, so that's what I'm using. But I have other styling products, like I have the Curlsmith one, and once the Nature's Own Secret is finished, I will use the Curlsmith ones because they're really good, and I'll just move in that direction until whatever styling products I have is finished, and then I will repurchase as needed with, you know, my hair needs. But I want to encourage you guys to do your own research. I want to encourage you guys to read. I want to encourage you guys not to be dependent on anybody to actually care for your hair. Try to be knowledgeable on what your hair needs, how your hair is behaving, and try to move accordingly. Because if you're listening to all these noises that I'm hearing out in this community, you're going to have a hard time moving forward with caring for your hair, because there's so many voices. There are so many different opinions. But the only person that's touching your hair is you on a daily basis. Some people might go to a hairstylist, but if you're the person who is touching your hair on a daily basis, try to figure out what is going to work for your head of hair. You know what I mean? So that's what I want to share with you. I am on a hair freedom journey where I don't want to depend on anyone. I don't want to depend on anyone. The only part of my journey that I really want to keep where I depend on a stylist is trimming my hair. I enjoy having my hair trimmed by my stylist. And I enjoy asking her questions if there is something I need clarification on, and she helps me with that. But other than that, my stylist is not very intrusive in my journey. If she touches my hair and she feels that it needs something, she will tell me. But as for how I style my hair or how I take care of my hair, she's not intrusive and be like, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. She doesn't do that. She will address any concerns that I have and help me to make a decision if I ask for her help. But she's not intrusive where she input her opinion when it's not asked. But anyway, guys, I see 2024 as a year where I notice so many people are actually taking back power. People are taking back power and actually saying, no, I'm not going to do this to my hair. I'm not going to follow this rule. I am going to do what I want with my hair. This is my head of hair. And I hope whoever is on a journey to find out what works for their hair can develop a routine that works for their head of hair. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you again in another video.